Okay, thank you, our City Clerk, Dave Barron. At this time, I'm going to give my outgoing address. And first of all, let me welcome all of you here to the City Council chambers here in the City of Monterey Park. My name is Mitchell Lang. I'm the mayor of the City of Monterey Park for probably the next 15 minutes. And I arrived a little late today, and I apologize to Mayor Pro Tem Wong. It's not because I wanted to stay as mayor for just a little longer, but unfortunately, I was waiting for my wife to arrive home. I didn't realize she was going to come straight to the City Hall, so I was at home waiting for her. But at this time, I want to thank the residents of Monterey Park and those who are watching on Channel 3 on our local cable for giving me the opportunity to serve not just on the City Council, but also as mayor of the City of Monterey Park. You know, I was reading December's issue of Business Week, and they ranked the top cities to raise your kids. They looked at cities with populations over 50,000, household incomes between 40 to 100,000. They looked at the low crime rate of the community, the quality of education, and the affordability. Arcadia was ranked #1 in California, and #2 is Monterey Park, followed by Diamond Bar #3, so I just want to let everybody know that. When we talk about the quality of education in Monterey Park, we have to give thanks not only to the school board, Alhambra Unified School District, and Garvey School District, and those who attend Schur High School in Montebello, in the Montebello School District. We also have to thank the volunteers, the parents and active parents on the PTA, and the faculty that teaches our young children. When we talk about the low crime rate, we have to thank the Monterey Park Police Department, plus also the volunteers, the hundreds of volunteers that serve our community, whether on the Citizen Patrol, whether on the reserves, whether you're on the Neighborhood Watch. We also have to thank them. Monterey Park was ranked #2 as the best place to raise your kids, and we should all be proud of that. At this time, I want to introduce to you, because in the past, there was one time I forgot to introduce my wife. And I remember going home and my kids go, "You're in trouble." And I realized that I forgot to ask her to stand up. So at this time, I'd like to introduce to you the First Lady of Monterey Park, my wife, Gloria Ng. It's over to my left. And also in the audience somewhere is my son, Derek, who's in the 9th grade at Marquepa High School. I don't know where you are, Derek. I know you're wandering around somewhere. Oh, he's there. If you can stand up and wave. Unfortunately, my daughter, who's a freshman at UCLA, chose to stay on campus and not attend my outgoing speech. But that's okay. You know, we always say as an elected official, we chose to be in the public spotlight. Our families did not. So I want to thank my family for allowing me to enjoy this journey as an elected official and as I served on the City Council and as mayor. You know, my wife grew up in the City of Monterey Park, attended the local schools. In fact, this morning, we just had an emergency budget meeting in which the City of Monterey Park had to figure out ways to close our $4 million gap in our budget. But what's interesting, and my wife does not know this, is I looked into the archives of our photo album. Back in 1984, when my wife was a senior in college, she was on the Community Budget Task Force in Monterey Park as a college student, and I just want to show you the picture that I'm not making this up. In fact, she looked very serious as a college student on this budget task force. Obviously, the challenges that she faced on the commission is the same challenges we face now. At this time, I want to dedicate my service as the mayor of Monterey Park to my maternal grandparents, and especially my maternal grandfather. You see, my grandfather immigrated to Los Angeles at the age of 18. And like many young men of his generation who came to California, he served in the U.S. military. He was an infantry officer in the U.S. Army, and I know he would have been proud of me. He invited me to live with him here in the city of Monterey Park to attend college, and that I'm eternally grateful. I know he also would have been proud of knowing that there's going to be a Chinese-American War Memorial, World War II War Memorial here at our City Hall. And I want to thank Charlie Chung and Joe Chu, who's in the audience, for putting that together. I also want to dedicate my service to my father, who unfortunately passed away 8 months before I was sworn in as the mayor of the city of Monterey Park. I know he would have also been proud of my service. People ask me, in the 10 years as an elected official, what is it that I remember the most? Let me tell you a story of a couple that I met over 10 years ago, Frank and Fudge Sato. In fact, they're watching on television tonight. Frank and Fudge Sato owned and just retired from Asahi Cleaners on Garfield after 40 years. I remember approaching them 10 years ago when I was interested in running for public office. And Frank told me at the time that he's not a registered voter. In fact, that because when he was a young child, he was relocated to the internment camp and was living in the stables of Santa Anita Racetrack during World War II. He said because of his ill feelings towards the government, he never registered to vote. What was interesting is after our conversation when I went home, his wife, Fudge, called me and told me that he decided to register for the first time in his life, and he was in his 70s. It's amazing to know that by encouraging people to be part of the political process, that I'm able to change people's lives. And I know you're watching out there, Frank, on Channel 3, and I want to thank you and Fudge for making my service most memorable. The second memory that I will always